My name is Gavin Evans, and this is my review for Sorority Row. And I didn't know what to expect with this movie because it got terrible reviews. It has a 26% on Rotten Tomatoes, but in the past few years, I've noticed it's kind of gained the status of a cult classic. So I was curious to see which side I would end up on, and thankfully, I'm in the camp that this movie is great. I had a really fun time with it, and let's begin talking about the performances. Brianna Evigan looked like Rashida Jones to me the entire movie, but I thought she did a really good job. Then you've got Leah Pipes, who I think is fantastic here. She is the standout of this movie and easily my favorite character. Then you've got Ruma Willis, who plays Ellie, who I thought was the worst character, but she played her very well. Then you've got Jamie Chung, who I thought did a perfectly fine job. Then you've got Margot Hirschman, who I thought was also really good. You've got Carrie Fisher, who's in this movie for a bit, and I liked what she brought to this movie. You've got Julian Morris, who I thought did a very good job. Matt Lanter, the guy who voices Anakin in the Clone Wars TV show, I thought did a great job here. You've also got Matt O'Leary, who I thought was entertaining. So I actually really liked what the cast brought to this movie. They all knew what kind of movie this was and leaned into that as much as possible. And I should say that this is one of those movies where you have to be on the movie's wavelengths. If you're not, you're going to find this movie to be stupid and generic and it won't work for you. But if you match the movie's wavelengths, I think you'll see the greatness. Like, when this movie begun, it actually really pissed me off because it's about a prank that goes wrong. In the first act, I was just pissed off. Like, you guys clearly took that prank way too far. Like, obviously, something bad was going to happen. But then it became clear to me that this movie's kinda in on the joke, and it's fully aware that the characters are these heartless bitches. And once I viewed it through that lens, it actually works really well as a comedy. Like, this movie made me laugh plenty of times. The dialogue is so cheesy and so over the top, but my goodness, I cracked up plenty of times. There was one line at the end, well, one of the characters sees someone else and she's like, oh my god, she looks terrible. I laughed for minutes. Like, it was just that good to me. And you also got yourself a pretty solid slasher element as well. I really like the look of the villain, and the weapon is fantastic. And the kills are brutal. There is one specifically regarding a champagne bottle that I absolutely loved, and you've got plenty of other memorable moments. I liked the villain's motivations. It's every bit as over the top as I wanted it to be. And I also think this movie is very well directed by Stuart Handler. The movie begins with a very impressive one-shot sequence that introduces the main setting. It introduces all the characters, and it sets the vibe for the movie incredibly well. So yeah, like, this movie just completely worked for me. It took me a little bit to get into it, but once I was locked in, the movie just completely did it for me. I thought it had some great kills. I thought it could be tense every now and again. I thought it was funny. I loved how over the top the characters are. I loved the dialogue. This movie to me was just a total blast. It won't be for everyone, but it certainly was for me, so I'll give Sorority Row an 8 out of 10. I saw the original movie, The House on Sorority Row, a few years back, And this is one of those remakes that's a huge improvement in every way. But have you seen Sorority Row? What did you think of it? Let me know in the comments down below. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe. Stay tuned for more videos soon. And Gavin out.